In this video, I wanted to just cover my observations of what I'm seeing in the current market landscape, okay, when it comes to organic social media marketing for local business owners. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Michael, aka SHUNGUNNA. I am the founder of resurrectionmedia.com. It's a business advisory and marketing firm, and we help entrepreneurs and business owners scale. I also owned another business, which we just exited last week on the 22nd. It was a local business, high-ticket service-based business, and I handled all the marketing for that business. I built the brand. So post-acquisition, it was like under 2,500 followers on Instagram. I scaled it to 25,000 followers all organically. And then the last 5,000 to 30,000 followers before we exited was just through paid ads. And we didn't really run like crazy amount of paid ads. Like we didn't even spend anything on paid ads. Like at one point I was spending $2 a day on paid ads and it was still generating leads, referrals, and revenue. But it's simply because our organic social media marketing efforts were just locked in, dialed in and working. The reason why I wanted to share that is because in this video, I'm going to talk about what I'm seeing when it comes to organic social media marketing specifically for local business owners, okay? So a local business owner, in my definition, is someone who has a storefront and you offer a product or service. Like people can shop retail, or people have to go to you to become a client, and you have to do a specialized service for them, okay? So that could be like auto repair shop, it could be a dentist, it could be a lawyer, it could be doctor, it could be, orthodontist, it could be all that stuff, right? A local business, right? Get the picture. And retail shops, right? You have a retail store, a storefront where you're selling products. Like you probably have like 1,000 SKUs in your product suite. So that's what I'm talking about in this video specifically, okay? Because what I've noticed from just data, all right? This is my own data that I'm gonna reference, and then also my clientele, my private clients, and then also what I'm just observing as I'm posting every single day across all platforms for my social media, okay, my accounts. And so what I noticed is because algorithms are just constantly changing, constantly shifting, constantly you have to adapt and pivot along the way, right, with that. What I've noticed is the business owners, like the local businesses that are not posting across all platforms, they are really, really putting themselves at a disadvantage, especially in today's landscape and marketplace. And the reason for that is because organic social media marketing, it's just now status quo, okay? It's like the rule really is if you own a business, especially a local business, but you're not using or utilizing organic social media marketing where you're filming, editing, and posting across all platforms, okay? It doesn't matter if it's relevant or not, across all platforms, then you are simply just surviving. You're not even in the game to compete yet, right? And I have a catchphrase where, it's just a philosophy, but it's a framework. You don't want to compete, you want to dominate, okay? And anything that we do, especially in business, right? Business is war. And so you really want to dominate your competition, dominate your marketplace, really establish your authority within your local presence. So that way, whenever someone is doing their own research, they're looking for the solutions that you have because they have a problem, or they're looking for some type of quick fix because they want to shop, etc., right? Regardless of what that is, whenever a consumer or a client, potential client, does their own research to find their solutions, to find what they're looking for to buy, to make a purchase, etc., if you're not posting across all platforms, what's happening in today's landscape is the Google AI, the LLMs, right, like ChatGPT, whatever you use, all of those different platforms and the algorithms and the SEO, all that stuff, it's not going to populate your business as one of the top businesses to offer that solution, okay? This is the biggest downside. And this is the reason why it's so important to post organically, like post organic social media content across all platforms, regardless if your shoppers are not there, regardless if your shoppers are there, regardless if it's ever converted or led to any revenue, regardless if it's I call it like the leads, referrals, and revenue. So your organic social media marketing should always lead to leads, referrals, and revenue. If it's not, then there's a problem. You got to fix that, right? You got to identify the constraints. You got to recreate your marketing strategy. You have to test a lot more content, okay? Test a lot more clips, content, trailers, etc. And just by posting more, right? And so when it comes to the landscape today, the reason why this is so important is because, just forget about yourself for a little bit and think about your competitors, okay? Even if you have unique products, etc., right? That's even more reason for you to post across all platforms. But think about your competitors. If you have direct competitors, like let's say that there's an auto repair shop here and there's an auto repair shop there. If your direct competitor, which is an auto repair shop in this example, is posting across all platforms, their presence basically outcompetes yours if you're not posting across all platforms as well. Okay? I'm just making this super simple because I might get to my destination soon, and I just want to get this. I just want to paint this picture out there, but also put this message out there for local business owners, because this year specifically, right? This is just January. We're still in January of 2026. Well, guess what? I've been saying this for years already, right? I've already been saying this for years. Other people, other influencers, other business leaders, etc., have been saying this for years as well. But the consumers, the status quo of the landscape of the world, right? The world's perspective, the world view on all of this has now caught up to those messages, okay? And because I believe that, because that's what I'm seeing, because that is kind of like the signal that I'm getting at for this video, right? Then this is foresight for every local business owner who has not implemented the execution of organic social media marketing just yet, all right? So this is your clue to just start it right away. Like, figure it out, pivot and adapt along the way, but do it right away. Because if you don't, again, right, with the status quo, if this hypothesis, thesis, observation from my market research, from my business results, from everything that I'm seeing today, like, if it holds true, then that means it's only a matter of time before your competitors push you out of the market, all right? And what that looks like, in practical terms, is the lifeblood of any business is sales. And so if your competitors are catching on to this and they're now, doing the filming, editing, posting across all platforms, right? They have systems and structure to do this, etc. They just figure it out, right? Then guess what? It's only a matter of time before the reality hits where the lifeblood of a business, the sales decrease, okay? And if your sales decrease in your business, how do you pay rent? How do you pay your bills? How do you pay your employees? How do you pay payroll? How do you pay the taxes? All the freaking fees. If you're in California, all the fees. It's like when I had the local business, like almost every week or every other week, there was like a new fee, tax bill, whatever, that we had to pay. And I was just like, this is never ending. What the heck? But that's part of the game, right? That's okay. It's okay. If you're making money, then it's okay. But you have to, that's like the atrophy. It's like, that is the thing that is working against you at all times, 24/7, 365. So you have to always be on the offensive, especially when it comes to your marketing, because marketing ties back into sales, and those sales obviously, sustains and also scales your business. That's the whole point of this video, is just to give local business owners a heads up. This is, again, the first month of the year. Guess what, right? How many people in the next month, and also in March, springtime, is going to go all in to social media marketing, right? I even looked at job ads and everything for the past month, like seeing like what companies are hiring for. And guess what? Every day there is a new ad to hire a social media marketer, to hire social media marketing management, to hire content creators, to hire content directors, to hire head of content for their companies. Like, not from just small businesses, but also from like enterprise business. Like, it's freaking wild, okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, just look at the reality of the landscape in today's time. Look at the world today that we're living in. Even ask yourself this, like, do you use social media every day, right? If the answer is yes, and you're a business owner, then instead of using social media like being the consumer of it, you got to become the creator of it, okay? You have to start using social media to your advantage, so that way you can generate more leads, referrals, and revenue for your brand and business. And again, right, just to repeat it for probably the third time, right? If you don't want to compete, you want to dominate in your market. Become, I call it the local celebrity. You want to achieve local celebrity status as fast as humanly possible, so that way you are the go-to authority within your niche, within your marketplace, and it's irrefutable that you own that presence, okay? This is like one of the services that we offer in our marketing in my business, resurrectionmedia.com. One of the milestones that we aim to accomplish for our clientele is to establish local celebrity status. So that way, whoever we work with, they become the go-to authority within that niche and within that marketplace, right? On average, the typical average time frame that our clients hit that, like they achieve that milestone, is anywhere from 3 months to 6 months. The fastest, not saying this is going to happen, but the fastest being 1 week, okay? And that's because you leverage content, you leverage organic social media marketing efforts. And the key to unlock that is obviously the marketing strategy. Without the marketing strategy, you can't do this. So that's why I always like to start with marketing strategy first, then dial in the content campaigns. These are evergreen content campaigns that we create for our clientele. And then from there, we film, edit, and post on behalf of our clients. And it just depends on the situation. Sometimes the client will film because they want to learn, so we'll teach them how to film. That's actually good because then they can really scale content faster because they're not dependent on us. But it all depends on the marketing strategy and the content campaigns that we create. And then from there, obviously you got to see the data. So you got to post it, analyze the results, analyze the insights, see if it's converting into leads, referrals, and revenue, which is like the metrics that we really track. And then from there, just rinse and repeat, and then sustain with systems and structure, and then scale it up, right? Scale the revenue. And obviously when you're scaling, right, this could be another video, but when you're scaling, I have something called the 5 pillars of massive scale, which is you start with your foundation, goes into your systems, then it goes to automation, then scale happens, and then you exit, right? And when I say exit, it means you can step out of being the business operator and become the business owner, okay? Or you can exit like how I exited with my business, where we sold the business and we're out, right? So it just depends, right? But you can exit or you can expand, right? Expanding is just step from operator role into owner role, where now you are overseeing the strategy and you're providing direction and vision, and then you're training up your operator is training up everyone else within your organization. And then if you wanted to exit, then that's a whole nother discussion, right? If you are a local business owner, please post across all platforms, so that way you can start to activate your SEO, activate all the LLMs searching for, all the people that are searching on LLMs looking for your product or service, right? Your business needs to show up on the rankings. Your business needs to show up when someone is asking a question about who has this, who can provide this, etc. And then from there, they come to you. Okay, that's it. All right, so if you have any questions about this, let me know. Just drop it in the comment or send me a DM directly or email me, all right? There's 3 ways. If you're gonna email me, just email me directly, vip@shungunna.com, okay? And then you can also check out our website for the services that we offer if you'd like to. But I'm gonna start to make more of these type of content pieces, like it's called a vlog. And the reason for this is because I'm actively experimenting with my own marketing to see what works, see what doesn't work, right? And not only that, but I'm already posting across all short form content platforms. So I just am missing the long form pieces of content. I'm just ready to do it now. And I want to do it because it's fun, okay? It's fun. I like to learn, and I like to document what I learn, and I also like to share. I like to help people. So yeah, if you like this type of content, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know, all right? And I'm more than happy to help. I hope this was valuable. Hope this was helpful. And I hope you have an amazing day, okay? Dominate your path, make it happen, and I will see you on the next video. Let's get it.